Oh, y'all are special. Hey, it's Wednesday, October 4th, as we get a chance to get into our learning bits, and this will be for you guys later also, because you're going to want to come back and watch this video if you are wanting to redo your 9-week assessment, because I'm going to put all the directions up here to try and help you. This is where iPad comes in. If you got lower than a 26 out of 30 on it, you can redo it and get up to a 26 out of 30. Which I believe is a B+. I'm not super good at math, but I think it was supposed to be right around that B+ range. So you can redo it and get it up to that. If you got higher than a 26 out of 30, you can redo it. It just doesn't get you any points. But if that brings you joy, I don't want to rob you of that. All right, that one kid covered that. Book there, we're back. So for you guys, again, this would be the after 20 years, the quiz coming up for Friday. I am toying with moving it to a Socrative quiz where you guys work together and stuff like that. So we'll see how things go. I'm sort of looking at my different styles and deciding which way I want to go with them. I figured I'd give you a heads up.
When do we get to read more of our books?
Hopefully today, towards the end. Depends on how things go here in a moment. All right. So with your 9-week assessment thing, on here I have a whole bunch of directions. I'm going to try and help you guys out with this. If you did well on it already, then go you. If you did not do well on it, then this is aimed at you to try and help you out. You can redo it and get up to a 26, which is a B+. I figured 9-week assessment. I feel bad if this is your last chance to help your grade, so if you want to redo it, you can. You only get one redo, though. So that's why I just figured I'd give you a heads up. That's why I had a bunch of kids trying to redo it and turning it in yesterday, and I just ignored all of them because you had to wait till I went over directions. Matei? Correct. I know. Alright, so step one, open up iPad and go look at yours if you are wanting to fix it, because you have to look at my comments in order to fix it, because your fixing of it comes from what I wrote to you, and I wrote something to everybody because that's how rubric goes into it. And so you're going to go to it and you have to find this little comment section on it. If you ask me where to find the comment section, the answer is I don't know, because yours looks different than mine. So I don't know where they have it hidden on yours. I just know somewhere on there where you find the assignment, there's a spot where it tells you what the comments are that teachers give to you, and you can look back at them. Unfortunately, my teacher version is different than your version, so I have no idea where it is. Just keep hitting buttons or look for a smart kid around you. All right. Ricardo.
What if you've already seen it? Like you looked earlier.
Then just make sure you have it memorized, and I'm going to be talking about it now. Alright, so when you look at little comment section, this is the rubric I used to grade you. Essentially for the assessment, it was kind of an A or F thing. You either followed directions and got your grade, or didn't follow directions and didn't get the grade. Here is where it tells you where the points came in. I was looking for a total of 5 things that I graded you on. Your topic sentence, support, 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 conclusion. That was it. If you follow those directions, then you are good. If you have questions, write them down, because you're going to have to wait till I get done with all this, because if not, you're going to make me go slow. That'd be a question you're going to write down. Okay. Step 2, you have to find the rubric. This is the thing I put on the screen yesterday. It's literally right there. So if you click on rubric, this is how I graded you. It is going to bring up your little rubric screen that looks like this. This is what I used to grade you as you went through and did it. So here's how I graded them. I started reading yours. The first sentence needed to be a topic sentence. Your topic sentence had to state whether or not video games impact our health. A lot of you guys had very creative sentences. They just never actually said whether video games impact our health. You would go on about how video games are this huge thing, and sleep is out there, and kids have issues and struggles, and I was like, that was a beautiful 40-word sentence. But never once did you state, do video games impact our health? So you got a grade between 1 and 3, depending on whether all I wanted was, video games are impacting students' health today. Done, 3 out of 3. You've made, or video games have no impact on teens' health, and that is a lie. Perfect, 3 out of 3. Simple statement, you make sure you get your point across. Then I came down to your first claim. There's only 3 things you could list. The fact that it makes kids obese, or the fact that it hurts your body because you sit in one spot the entire time, or the fact that you don't get sleep. That's it. You had to mention one of those 3 things from the article. So I looked for, did you mention one of them? Did you get evidence from the article? If you didn't, you got a 0. I went down to the next one. You had to list a different thing. So if you talked about obesity there, you had to talk about either the fact that kids don't sleep or it hurts your body here. If you didn't mention that, you got a 0. This one was up to you. You could mention the third thing, or you could mention your own life, or you could bring in a counter argument that went against your thing. Any of those. This is where almost all of you guys got points. We added this one in there for those of you who just randomly babble about stuff. This got you points. As long as you mentioned something that made sense, I could give you points there. And then finally, for your clincher, did you restate what your topic sentence was about whether or not these things are impacting health? Something along the lines of, now we see why sleeping and getting chunky while you play Fortnite for 40 hours a day is bad for us. Something like that. That's all I looked for. Gave you a grade for each one. So on yours, look at your rubric, see where you lost points. This tells you which you have to fix as you go back and redo it. So you'll look over here and see, oh, I got a 3 on the topic sentence. I nailed that one. 0, 0, 0. Nope, apparently I can't support anything. 3 on my conclusion, or 2 on my conclusion, because those have 2 points. That's what I wanted you to be able to do. So you would then look at this, compare it to that, and figure out what you messed up. Step 5, if you did not read the articles the first time, because you have to make references to articles, read articles so that you can figure out what's going to be in there. Ironically, by the way, because irony, the short article had the most information in it. The long article was babbling about kids not sleeping. I didn't choose the articles. Sometimes articles are weird like that, but most of your information came from this really short article. And then the other one was just about kids who stayed up late playing video games and going and getting milkshakes. Unfortunately, some of you guys wrote like 8 sentences about that, which was fascinating, but didn't get you any points. And I always feel bad when you guys write a lot and then fail, because I'm like, you spent so much time. But it all came down to answering the question. Step 6, look at what you did, figure out which parts are right. If you did something correct, save it. Copy, paste. If you did something wrong, don't copy paste that one. But save the parts you did. Copy, paste into your new thing. The ones that you got wrong, change out and fix. I will even give you this, which walks you through literally every sentence. Because it'll walk you through, say, do you have your sentence that has a definite statement? Do you have a fact? Do you have a different fact? Do you have a third fact? Did you restate the... So I will even send... I'm sending this out on Remind today. So I will send a link to video. Hi, me in video. And then I will send a link with all of these things to try and make it as easy as possible for you. Then, you just rewrite it, submit it by Friday. Anything after Friday is out of luck. It has to be submitted by the end of the day, Friday. I will grade them then. You get 1 redo, I will grade it and update your grade. Questions I did not answer that I can help you out with this? That was easy. Alright, apparently I did a good job explaining things. Put your iPad away. That was all you needed, was just to look at your stuff. So that you can look and see what you messed up. Yeah.
I had only did 1 attempt yesterday, and it says I did 2 attempts.
Weird. That's fine. It doesn't matter. You had an infinite number of attempts. I had kids who tried to turn in 7 attempts yesterday. I just ignored them all. So you get your first attempt, and then I don't grade it again until Friday. So you had 2, don't worry about it. Just redo it.
Wait, so I can take it again?
So they pay.
Why did people get 17 out of 15?
They didn't.
You're right.
They got 17 out of 30 because it went in as a double grade. So there's every chance the 17 was out of 30. Does that make sense? All right, this was not a thing I could give extra credit on. So, Julian,
You got 17 out of 15?
So, I missed one of the questions yesterday, and like, I didn't want to take chances, so I took the quiz again for like the 2nd time, so I can take it again and then email you, and you'll put it in.
read.
He got 17 out of 15.
You got 34 out of 30, actually.
Actually, mine says...
Good job, Raw
Good job, Raw Hill. It'll get fixed eventually when it updates everything. So, very blessed. So.
It says no attempts evaluated. So no more attempts evaluated. Yeah.
then I can go in there and check. You got me? It's supposed to have you give me a whole bunch of attempts. Now realize, Julian, when you hit 0, you get the automatic detention, and you're currently at 1. So I'm just trying to keep you in the loop. That's why you're sitting there, is to help you focus.
I can't write.
Okay, it's not a me issue. I'm just keeping you in the loop. But you also can't turn around and do this to the entire class. That should also be a thing we can't do. Choices! So yeah, I'll go in and check and make sure that you should have more attempts. If it's not letting you do attempts, I will go in there and fix your attempts for you. Let's have our 3 people do this. And then we get a chance to get to our story today. Again, if you've already gone, you don't get to volunteer again. We get to pick on new people. Once everyone's gone, yes, but you have a time limit the second time. Look at you flexing on people. All right. So I believe we did not get to this yesterday with foreshadowing and things like that. All right. So what I'm going to do is, because of the having to go to the book fair and then redoing thingy thing, it kind of messed up my schedule a little bit. So I think we're going to wait and do story tomorrow. That's going to give me a chance to start our book, since we didn't get a chance to do that instead. And so we will get into our this story with the foreshadowing and the suspense and stuff like that. Just to throw off my schedule a wee bit. So, home children, it doesn't really impact you as much, but we're just going to go from there. Hi, Reese. What's up?
Oh, you call me Reese. That's weird. Anyways, so does that mean